Day 1, Capetown. A popular destination for past All Black teams, and 1996 was no exception. The men in black have enjoyed enormous support here, particularly from the black and coloured population. Fitzy and the team arrived to a hero's welcome. After his exploits in the 1995 World Cup, Jonah Lomu proved as popular as ever. And while Michael Jones was never a member of that World Cup squad, he still commanded a huge following. But a sobering thought for Sean Fitzpatrick and the All Black management was the task that lay ahead. 4 tests in 3 weeks, and the possibility of a history-making series win in South Africa. A 7-hour bus trip to their hotel was just a taste of what was to come over the next month.
Centre, full-back wing, okay? On half-back.
A decision by John Hart to tour with 36 players, in effect a test team and a midweek team, would prove a masterstroke.
Good skill.
And as the midweek team prepared for their first tour match, late replacement Matthew Cooper was being quickly brought up to speed by Gordon Hunter, the assistant All Black coach.
Drew, okay. And even there, Con, you know, we've got to have it.
For Canterbury's Con Burrell, Auckland's Ofisa Tunuu and New Zealand Colt Andrew Blowers, it would be their first match in the black jersey.
We're on the fence now, turn round. Turn round, we're on the fence now, hard on attack now.
Otago's Tane Randall would become the second youngest player ever to captain the All Blacks.
Oh, it's going to be great. You know, it's a tremendous honour, and I just hope I perform as well as being captain and perform as a player, and hopefully the team goes well.
Hey kids. Hey there.
The morning of the first tour match, and a chance for the All Blacks to repay some of the tremendous support they'd received already. Match tickets for the schoolboy welcoming party, and a chance to see their heroes in action.
Here's some tickets for you. There you go. There we go. One for you. One for you. For you. There you go. Now you've got a cheer for the All Blacks, okay? Which boy? Which is the
We meet first of all the Boland 15 made up of 13 local players, but the 2 who are imported are the key players, number 11 Brighton Pulser, the talented utility back, and number 3 Kobus Fasaki, a highly rated prop forward. The rest of the team, there's a very strong front row with Pierre Marais and Dale Santon in the front row joining Fasaki. The backs are steady rather than brilliant, and number 14 Transvaal Horan is the excellent goal kicker and the captain by Mike Bailey. That's the Boland Invitation 15. Well, the New Zealand team today is effectively the second 15 of this touring party, but 8 here have played at least 1 test match, and counting Bull Allen, who's come on twice as a substitute, the total is 9 test players. 3 players will mark their debut today, number 9 Junior Tonuu, number 7 Andrew Blowers, and number 3 Con Barrel, and the captain from Otago, number 8 Tane Randall, brand new New Zealand skipper today. And so the 1996 All Black Rugby Tour of South Africa begins, and it was Simon Cullen who made the first kick through. Lomu, who had 4 games in Italy and France last year. Tonuu, high to Cullen. Lama Yeremia running it forward. McLeod, fast hands to Rush. Good run by Eric Rush. Andrew Blowers, and there's the first try. Now let's see what they can make from this one. It's there for Junior Tonu Cullen. McLeod, nice passing. Cooper up. Blowers again. 15 metres out. Scott McLeod. Alama Yeremia, a line-up. Who wants to score it? Tipped down. It'll be a try if they can get their hands on it. The referee has given the try, I think. He's given the try for Blair Larson. Tonu off the floor. Cullen. Alama Yeremia. Cooper in. Alama again. He's backed up well. Had a good one in the first 40. As good as I've seen Yeremia play on the All Blacks. Tonu, a line-up. Osborne. Pulls it. But it's marked. Scott McLeod who gets through. De Kock number 6. Polaru. Thurston up. Brayton Paulser. And this time he shows his class. Orange conversion has gone over. It's 24 points to 7. Desperation. The referee is signalling an advantage for Boland. And you can see that number 13, Marius Moolman, wants the ball. And he gets it. And he gets the try. There's the ball. They still have it. Look at Nelson here looking lean and mean and hungry. Swung out to O'Neill. And O'Neill is over. We have a real rugby match on our hands. New Zealand need a score to confirm this victory today. While they're within only 6 points, Boland have the chance, but not now, because Tonu puts it beyond doubt. Late in the game, in his debut for the All Blacks, Junior Tonu scores the try, which will clinch the victory for New Zealand, but we still have a lot of admiration for the way the home team have played it. 32-21.
Well, Andrew Blowers, congratulations. Your first match with the black jersey and a win.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it was great. It's great to be out there, and we had a great win out there, so it was good.
And you capped it off with the try too. Tell us about that.
Oh, well, Rushy was there. I mean, I was just there, and he gave me the ball, so I basically just fell over the try line. So.
John, I guess as they say in the Republic, welcome to South Africa.
Absolutely. It was a pretty hard game. I think the Boland forward pack really took it to us, a big pack, and you know, we might have wilted a little. I think possibly the lack of game started to show. The fact that most of our team wouldn't have played for nigh on 4 weeks now might have shown up in the end, but you know, there's some encouraging signs, and at 24-0 up, I thought we should have really run away with it, but we lost our way a little. We didn't get our hands on the ball in the second half and, for a long while, and we made it a bit difficult for ourselves.
No, they'll do something in the key.
The first training session for the test team would prove to be one of the toughest on tour, as Stellenbosch University players were used as human tackle bags.
Get down! Get up! Go! Round the ball! Hit the first one! Come up onto this one here! Hit this one, Mark! Into this one! Go! Get up, Chalmers! Round here! Hit him hard! Low body position! Score the try, Michael! Score the try! Watch that, on the ground! Go on in, Don! Pick it up! Keep going, Fitzy! Score the try! Go in! Throw! Down! Don't throw them! Score it! Good work! Now go through! Hit hard! 1! Hit low, mate! 2!
And while the test team trained under the shadow of Table Mountain, the midweek side recovered from their first match with a gym session. Among them, All Black sensation Jonah Lomu, desperately trying to prove his fitness for the Tri-Nations test in Newlands.
Jonah continues to improve. He's working out in the gym each day, because we believe that a gym program at the moment is his best way of getting fit, and we'll delay that decision probably till Saturday.
While not training or travelling, the team deals a hand,
A lot of talk about Oz Durant, and I do
while
rate.
management deals to the media.
It is compulsory.
I've had some views that he is a
How many times have you...
Today, a player reshuffle as the All Blacks lose one of their trump cards.
Well, I think he's disappointed clearly, and so are we disappointed, because he's he's got some pretty fond memories of Newlands. But the All Blacks are also delighted to have a player of the calibre of Glenn Osborne playing. Glenn Osborne was also one of the stars of the World Cup, and you know, to have a player of his quality to put on the wing in this game, I think we're indeed fortunate.
You sit on the fence, people. What did you have?
They were all out. I only had 2.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
We met with the medical people this morning and decided that his leg is very close to right. He could play, but it's a risk still, and we would rather just give him that extra day or 2 and have him ready for next week. And so we took the decision to make that announcement now, and it clears the way for Glenn to prepare for the test and Jonah to get on with his rehabilitation program.
First one.
Okay, wait, guys.
Oh, love ticket.
With time to kill, the midweek players took a trip to Robben Island, the place where Nelson Mandela spent 19 of his 27 years in prison.
Oh, what a photo. Small.
The bed would be no good for Camo. It was fixed around the edge.
Freedom.
Just when I stood there with my hands on the bar, it was you realise what Mandela went through for every day for 19 years. Made to do it for something he believed in, you know, and I just can't believe, you know, how he stayed sane through the whole process. I mean, 19 years of that was amazing. You know, he's an amazing man to go through that, and as I say, put in jail for 19 years for something he believed in, and to be right and true is it's wrong.
When no one else can.
I'm going away.
I'm going away too.
South African team for this afternoon's match between New Zealand and South Africa. We should notice straight away a change at halfback. Jos van der Westhuizen is back in. Johan Roux, the selected halfback, is out with a bad dose of the flu. And in fact, it's so bad he can't take his place in the reserves. Local player Jockey Viljoen is in the reserves. So that's a bit of a sensation. 3 changes in all in the South African team. Once again, they're captained by Francois Pienaar. And the first thing we notice about the New Zealand team is there's no Jonah Lomu in the team. He was pulled out of the game 24 hours before kick-off with a knee injury. And Glenn Osborne comes in to play his first test as a winger. Apart from that setback, there are no changes from the team, which beat Australia a fortnight ago. New Zealand captain for the 40th time by number 2, Sean Fitzpatrick. And here come the New Zealand All Blacks. Manager Mike Banks wishing them each all the best. Sean Fitzpatrick leads them on to Newlands. The Springboks are coming up. You'll hear a cheer for them. That'll lift the lid off this ground. Led out by Francois Pienaar. The haka, the Maori challenge. Led the challenge of the haka for the All Blacks, and there are the South Africans having their moment to keep the All Blacks waiting just for a few moments. It's the oldest and the best rugby rivalry in the world, so light the fuse and look out. It's the Springboks and the All Blacks in action again. Gary Teichmann, number 8, was the first to play with the ball. Jos van der Westen late into the team. And an early penalty is to South Africa. Some offside play. Former All Black Wayne Graham with me today. Tremendous atmosphere. Wayne, what are you expecting in the first few moments?
Well, really tense to start with, Keith. Of course, the world's most passionate rugby rivals about to do battle. I think we're in for a colossal clash between these sides.
St. You see how he slipped and left a heavy divot. deep to Teichmann. Oh, that's Kruger got it. He doesn't get many at line-out time. And it's a penalty. Through it goes. Joel Stransky puts South Africa into the lead. We'll see if we can see the way they form up at line-out time. And penalty for New Zealand. Time gone is 9 minutes, first half. Through it goes from Andrew Mertens. The game is all tied up. It's a penalty each. Allen throws. Ian Jones climbing high. Van der Westhuizen, such a dangerous runner. Into Allen. Van der Westhuizen to Stransky. There's a high test. More or less goes up, straight up and down. Mulder. Bit of a messy game at the moment. Yapi Mulder tries to get it moving. Andrews. Mertens made a courageous attempt to stop. The corner flag is in the background. Van der Westhuizen to Stransky. And Mulder, who started it, finishes it under the crossbar.
As the Springboks knew all they had to do was clear it, it went out to Mulder. He went straight round behind the post. First try to the Springboks.
And the conversion is over from Stransky, and it's 10 points to 3. But the hit throw by Fitzpatrick puts him down. Van der Westhuizen chips through the gap. Marshall is going back. Andrews right at the back. It's gone to Atherton, who's jumped very well. Durant is number one trying to drive for the line. And I think he's got it down. He has. It's across the front. Transvaal Pienaar will be very happy. No conversion, but 15 points to 3. And the time gone, 27 minutes, first half. Mertens. Osborne across from the left wing to Kronfeld. This is a strong drive by New Zealand. A hard field to run on. Mertens. Robin Brook. Cullen. Michael Jones. Cullen. A good save there by Transvaal Pienaar. And the referee has a penalty. So they need this one with 4 minutes to go till half-time. And Mertens delivers. It's 15 points to 6. Robin Brook again. Mertens. Walter Little. Cullen up. To Osborne. To Frank Bunce to Kronfeld. Lost forward. That's bad luck. Up goes Jones again. Claimed by Brown. Robin Brook. Marshall. Mertens. Off the side so the crowd cheers. The half-time whistle blows. Dramatic stuff in the first 40 minutes. Mulder scored the first try for the Springboks. That got them away to the good start. Durant scored the second. And there's the half-time score, 15 to 6. Plenty of excitement to come in the second 40 minutes from Newlands. Joel Stransky begins, and there was a man in front to begin the second half, says the Irish referee, David McHugh.
Well, New Zealand have to definitely cut out the errors that they've been making in the first half. Too many turnovers, too many silly mistakes, handling-wise, that have cost the All Blacks. It's great to see the second half begin with the Springboks making a mistake, but the All Blacks showed signs late in the first half of really coming back on their game. They've got to get more composure about their game, more rhythm to their play, and do things right. And straight away we see a mistake.
Knock on, says the referee. So it looks like could be a replacement for New Zealand. And you see coming through the bottom of the picture, number 16, Alama Yaramia. Going into second 5/8, Walter Little is off. A big run by Hendricks. There's the 22. Hands on the deck. Joel Stransky. And through it goes. South Africa now out to 18 to 6. And it's 5 minutes gone. Second half. Dowd has protected it well. Mertens. Mertens having a go. To Alama Yaramia, the big strong man who's come on for Walter Little. And that's a penalty against Ruben Kruger. I think that there's a concern from the referee about the condition of the South African captain. 8 minutes gone, second half. Mertens has floated that one across the front. No change. South Africa still leading by 18-6. So there is the very sad sight of the South African captain, Francois Pienaar, heading to the sideline on a stretcher. So there's a chance down by Alama Yaramia, and he's just, by Frank Bunce, he's just missed a try. All over around, Frank Bunce makes the pass. This is dramatic stuff. The South African defence is superb. The attacks keep coming. Mertens, Alama Yaramia, Osman. Cullen was further out, but it's on the New Zealand's. Hooked back on the South African side by hands. So through it goes. 18 points to 9. South Africa still have the lead. Sean Fitzpatrick's a worried man here at Newlands. Well, there's another one that's gone to the New Zealand team. That's 2 against the head. Small is up with Marshall. Marshall falls heavily.
Fantastic scrummaging by the All Blacks. That was a pressure scrum right in the middle of the field. They took one against the head.
Olo Brown charging on. Atherton takes him down. You see in the heavy stuff, New Zealand are out muscling the Springboks, but there's no way through. Here they go again. Kronfeld to Michael Jones. Halfway line is away to the right. Mertens. This is a good chip, but it's wide. And so Kronfeld is going off, hobbling off, and Blowers is coming on.
Heaps of pushing in that line out. You could see Ian Jones really pushed to his left as he went high for the ball.
It's on its way. And it's through. New Zealand have closed up to be within striking distance as we head into the last quarter hour of the game. 18-12. Up goes Robinbrook this time. Sinzanbrook drives on. New Zealand, if they get a 7-pointer, will take the lead. But they haven't scored a try for such a long time against South Africa. There it is for Marshall. Mertens. Mertens on the loop. Cullen through. Osman. And here it is. And it's under the posts.
Just study this one carefully. Look at the pass from Mertens to Cullen. He just hit it like a knife. Really charged onto it. Had the confidence in Glenn Osborne to slip it to Osborne. Wrong-footed the defence and right round behind the post. Fantastic stuff.
Here's the kick that could put New Zealand in the lead. It does put New Zealand in front. And Fitzpatrick puts his body on the line one more time. Spinning in the backs. Alama Yaramia. Michael Jones took that one. I don't think it was actually for him. Marshall again. Mertens, they are flashing the ball. Cullen. Mertens. Wilson. Alama. 5 minutes to go. Olo Brown rumbles it forward. There's another South African on the deck. Mertens. Bunce. Not a bad man to give it to. Here's the New Zealand team with Craig down.
They've seen them move it wide, but look at this. Craig down, you beauty.
What a dramatic comeback by New Zealand. First a try to Cullen, converted by Mertens. Then a try to Dowd, puts New Zealand into 24 points to 18. And now it's 26 to 18, and they can't be beaten. Henny LaRue is caught.
Alama smuggled it.
And they should take the shot at goal here. And he has done it again. And the game is over. And the New Zealand supporters in the background rise to a standing ovation. Sean Fitzpatrick has led New Zealand to another breathtaking come-from-behind victory.
We knew if we just nibbled away at the score, and it was great to score a try. Golly gosh, I was starting to worry that we weren't going to score a try. But no, it's nice to get one on the board anyway.
All Blacks versus Boland on Newsnight tonight. Newsport tonight. Oh, Sports Night. What's night?
I've got the record for testing.
Oh, my finger!
gives you a bit of that feeling of what Michael Jackson feels like a bit sometimes.
We were a bit worried about Scotty in the helicopter with his big nostrils and stuff. Sort the draft money.
Now, if the camera gets up close enough here and the Rashi tips his head back, you actually be able to see right up there.
We would almost like to believe it's a 4-test series.
Austin! And here it is! And it's under the posts! It's got it anyway!
Jonah Lomu was back in training, but not with the test team, with the midweek side to play Eastern Province. And making his All Black debut, 33-year-old Phil Coffin.
It's just a matter of manner and yeah, to be an All Black and have that silver fin on your left tit, and you know, you sort of grow about 3 hearts and about 4 more legs, and you know, from 6'1" you go to about 6'5", and hopefully I can measure up to that and you know, put in a good performance.
You know, that midweek team have got a job to do, and that's to put pressure on the test team. Obviously, the performance that they had yesterday and saw yesterday certainly inspired them this morning. I think we had a superb training run. We dropped 1 ball right throughout the training run, and it was, you know, tremendous.
Tragedy for Andrew Mertens after injuring his knee during a game of touch.
Our initial concern that he might have damaged his reconstruction of his anterior cruciate, but the tests that have been done, the MRI scan and an assessment by an orthopaedic surgeon revealed that he's just damaged the cartilage in that knee.
Is there a hope that he will play again on this tour?
Certainly, he's flying to Johannesburg tonight to be seen by an orthopaedic surgeon there with a view to operating tomorrow morning and rejoining the tour party in 1 to 2 days.
So while Andrew Mertens looked forward to just playing again, the test team had more immediate concerns preparing for their next test.
My second test, I think, was against the Lions, and we lost that game, and I never forget the third test going to the Lions. Like, the New Zealand public had turned against us. There's no way we can. It's like we had a gun to our heads. You know, we just had to win this game, especially at home. And that's what the South Africans will be feeling right now. They'll be going, they have to win this game, otherwise the whole year is out the window and it'll fall apart. So I definitely know what they're going through.
You think you might be able to front up with another try again?
I'd love to. Yeah, a couple maybe.
Looking at this Saturday, you've got Joubert, who's going to be ranging up outside centre, no doubt, on every possible occasion.
Yeah, been great attacking fullback. But again, you know, if our defence and our lines are right and communication's right, I think we can shut them down. We just got to be just totally urgent and totally committed to what we're doing on defence. But I mean, he's going to be a handful. He always is. So you know, we'll just keep an eye out for him.
First of all, the Eastern Province team with the players to watch here. Number 4, Elandra van der Berg, the ex-Springbok, and number 3, Willie Meyer, who was reserve on the tour by the Springboks to Britain at the end of last year. Number 8, Andre Vos, is the South African under-21 captain. And in the backs, number 14, Darian Marshall. You see him there on the wing. He's the man who's taller than Jonah Lomu and has the job of marking the big New Zealander today. That's the Eastern Province team with the captain, the 21-year-old number 8 forward, Andre Vos. The New Zealand team tonight is their second 15. It does, though, have 8 test players, including, of course, number 11, Jonah Lomu, who they've been saying for the last couple of days needs the run out tonight, needs the game to come back after that knee injury, which kept him out of the first test in Capetown. And John Preston, number 9, has a big night. The perennial reserve getting a run tonight, getting his chance to impress the New Zealand selectors, especially with the injury to Andrew Mertens in mind. In the forwards there are the 2 new caps, number 2, Anton Oliver, the 20-year-old, and Phil Coffin, number 3. And referee Steph Neethling blows to begin, and Matthew Cooper kicks the Eastern Province in the red and black hoops against the All Blacks. And he's in some considerable bother, and the players heading back his way. And I think they should stop the game. But their try is scored. Voss for Jasko. He's found a good gap. Beautiful run by Fourie, and Ronnie Fourie has scored a try with his first touch of the ball.
And a good chance for New Zealand late in the half. There's Randall putting in the weight. Randall off to Preston to Cooper, and Matthew Cooper's over. Oliver, number 2 in possession. Now Preston, Spencer, McLeod hit harder. Lovely tackle by McLeod. Here's it, Rush. Lovely run by Eric Rush. A beautiful run. Now can they turn it into profit? There were 4 men back. There should be holes if they spin it wide. Anton Oliver out to McLeod to Lomu. Lomu and Marshall. He's pushed off. Jonah's in the try-scoring stakes again. Up they go this time. And it's Duplessis who's had an excellent game, the big lock forward. And here they go for the line. And they should be there. The try is given. And it might have been Fred Tima, number 6. I think it is. Preston. McLeod takes the tackle, gets it away to Blackadder. Preston again. Lomu, very good pass. Matson floats one. Randall, Cooper, and this is a clincher for Matthew Cooper. 31-23. New Zealand still unbeaten after 3 matches of their tour of South Africa.
Too many mistakes once again. It's the 3rd game of the tour, and they're still happening by a lot of very good players. It's killing us really, but it's something we've really got to work on.
Okay, the test team. We've just announced to the team the following test team to play on Saturday. Fullback is Christian Cullen, left wing Glenn Osborne, right wing Jeff Wilson, centre Frank Bunt, second 5'8" Walter Little, first 5'8" Simon Culhane. Halfback Justin Marshall, number 8 Zinzan Brook, open side Josh Cromfeld, blind side Michael Jones, locks Ian Jones, Robin Brook, hooker Sean Fitzpatrick, props Olo Brown, Craig Dowd. The reserve backs 3 are John Preston, Alama Uramia and Jonah Lomu, and the forwards Norm Hewitt, Mark Allen and Blair Larson.
It was all sweetness and light in the All Black camp, but across town a swinging small and a puffed out prop caused controversy for the Boks.
He has been since severely reprimanded for his possible inference that he came off because of exhaustion, and that's why he said he came off. That we would look into James's case on the Tuesday on arrival in Durban. And I cannot tell you what our actions taken would have been, because we never got the chance to do that.
But I mean, let's face it, guys. If you were out in a nightclub 2:30 on a Friday morning and the rules are 10:30, I mean, we can cover. I think the criticism on this side was too heavy, bearing in mind a lot of injuries and disruptions we had in this team for the last 5 to 6 weeks. I mean, we're not getting any credit for what the side achieved under very, very difficult circumstances.
I see a camp that's had its problems in terms of its injuries and the James Small thing, but all that does to me is, I know if I was in a situation like that, if I was a player in a side like that, it would just get me so much more, controlled, looking forward to the game, and I think those things out of that adversity will come great strength for the South Africans on Saturday. I've got no doubt about that.
Free kick to South Africa. They might have a few problems with the language of Monsieur Thomas today. And he wants 10 metres. Ruben Kruger He's got the new man, Andre Venter, with him, and they drive on. It's a mean-looking Springbok team. Hold on. Well, there might be problems with the referee today. You've seen it already. Marshall away to Zinzanbroek near halfway. Glenn Osborne, a brilliant pickup. He's gone outside Roo. Hubert makes the half stop. Here comes Marshall again. Out to Cullen. Walter Little spinning wide. Cullen to Jeff Wilson. What a try!
Well, it was beautifully set up down the left-hand side by Osborne, but then the All Blacks had the confidence so early in the match to move it across the field with big passes.
Teichmann taking it up. Now Osderont. Very good runs now, Ruben Kruger. Fitzpatrick has ripped that one. And
the All Blacks were offside at the last ruck.
Joel Stransky. And maybe he came on a bit too quick before he'd absolutely composed himself, and that's a miss. Up he goes, gets tipped over again. Out it goes to Olo Brown. They are very good on that Willie away. That's the move, named after Wilson Winneray, who captained the team here. And Springboks lying on top of the ball. It's Andre Venter, number 7. Over it goes. That's a good early lead for the All Blacks. Simon Cullen equals that world record. Sean Fitzpatrick will be happy with the start, and New Zealand lead by 8-0. Teichmann, attacking chance. Durban. South Africa really putting the muscle in the first quarter, and yet another penalty goes the way of the Springboks. There it goes from Stransky, and the Springboks are on the board. Protected again by Ian Jones, I think it was. They can go left or right. Driving on is Robin Brook. Tremendous examples of brute force and strength already in this game. Kronfeld, 10 metres out. Some superb rugby from Josh Kronfeld today. Marshall, bunts, Zinzanbroek, and Cullen is in.
Watching on the forward replay, it was a clever move by Frank Bunce. He just sucked in the defence, and then Zinzanbroek flicked it quickly to Cullen.
We had to ask John Hart the other day, what's your team like on the hard ground? He said, I don't know yet. And they lead now by 15 points to 3.
Good hands, good quick hands from players. The skill level's high, moved it, and what a finisher.
Roo again. Stransky, Van Skalkbeek, Stransky, Hubert. Good tackle, Frank Bunce. Another turnover for the Springboks. See how well they're playing. Venter. And the players over the top prevented the release. The crowd behind. They give the message before the touch judge does. And Stransky closes the gap to 15-6.
As you can see, the key man is the number 2 there, Henry Trop, making some difference.
They call him the hardest scrummaging hooker in the Republic. Walter Little into Van Skalkbeek. Marshall clears it. Cullen up. Gives Osborne space. Now late tackle, what's the referee say? Durant on Osborne. Durant, no call for it. Teichmann. On the blind side to the referee, well, it wasn't the blind side of the referee. Hands were seen, and it's a penalty for South Africa. Look at that. He really hit that one badly. Hubert. Referee might have a penalty against New Zealand. Yes. Well, penalties are coming thick and fast. If they continue, then Stransky will keep the Springboks in touch, as he's done there. It's now 15 points to 9. So now South Africa, their captain leads. Michael Jones blocks it. Joubert plays it forward. Close to half-time. It is half-time. 2 superb tries by New Zealand, but kicking by Stransky. The ones that have gone over, that is, have kept the Springboks in touch. South Africa has not lost here in 63 years on Kings Park in Durban. And the second half begins of this test match with New Zealand. The famous All Blacks lead by 15 to 9 at half-time. But South Africa very much in the game as Christian Cullen comes forward. Another very good catch by the youngster. And Zinzan Brook is with him. And it's crashing about near halfway. We've had real physical commitment in this game. And now there's Cullen, floating it straight to Joubert. He'll have time to smell the flowers with that one. And so clears it away to touch. Glenn Osborne is on the left wing. His second test match as a winger. And overall is 12th. Fast hands this time to Michael Jones, to Zinzan Brook. Gives it to Marshall. Oh, an early tackle there, surely on Fitzpatrick from Swart, number 14. 9. Here's Cullen, right on the button as the second half begins. That's a good one. That was Ian Jones. Andre Fenter. And not bad effort by Cullen, by God. He held on, dragged them down. Now the Springboks head for the line. Hannah Stratham has it. Corner flag in the background. It's buried deep. Coming for Johnny Rue. Stransky. Kruger. Michael Jones made the stop. Dowd is penalised. Craig Dowd. Ever reliable after those early misses. Keeps the Springboks in touch. Marshall. A line-up here. Can they get it wide? Dangerous stuff. Durant is there. Jones to Transvaal. A lovely tackle and chase by Van Skulkbeek. What a pace. What a grueling pace. Another line-up for New Zealand. Walter Little drills it deep. Wilson chasing with Hendricks. It's Wilson to Fitzpatrick to Zinzan Brook. And he's in.
Fitzpatrick, the big men, the experienced men, up there to take the ball. Zinzan Brook, they weren't going to stop him.
Rue to Durant. Tromp driving hard, cleared to Stransky, probing for a hole, but look at the tackles coming in. Offside, Zinny Brook took it. Teichmann, the captain, and try to drive the black blanket back. Rue from Skulkbeek. He's there. And when they need him, Joel Stransky comes right. It's 23 to 19 New Zealand lead.
Calling a replacement. Look at this.
Hannah Stratham has come off. And on comes Cobus Visa, who's a great big monster. Now, what kind of a substitution is this? Hannah Stratham hobbles off.
The orchestrated hit of Stratham as he makes his way to the sideline.
I thought they were looking at Oz Durant. Not staying bound. They must make sure here of the touch. They get a new man on the field. Johan Rue is just jogging off. And on comes the substitute, Joost van der Westhuizen. They are flaunting the laws of substitution today. And they want to bring on another replacement. Dawi Tron wants to come on. Why don't they bring a whole new team in? Call it American football. Cullen to Jeff Wilson, who scored that thrilling opening try. Marshall again. Michael Jones. Again, New Zealand taking it up hard. The second stick away. It's over. It's another victory for New Zealand. Sean Fitzpatrick has led his team to yet another victory over South Africa. 23 to 19 this time.
Well, yeah, we had to really work hard on defence this week. They came out a lot more fired up. They seemed to control the ball better and not kick the ball away as much. So, you know, once they got the drive on and their pick and runs, we were having to do a lot of work. So both Josh and I, but also Zinni, I think Zinni, between the three of us, I think Zinni topped the tackle count. So, you know, he really worked hard.
You had two new fellas to play against towards the end of the match as well there.
Yeah, it seemed a bit ironic the way they just sort of all coasted on like that. The guys walking off didn't look too injured, but that's how things go sometimes.
Well, this substitution thing's been bandied around quite a bit. That was just flaunting it to the absolute maximum, wasn't it?
I thought it was an absolute farce. The rule says you replace for injury. The rule says that you have to get a doctor to sign you out. They had players running on and off, and you know, without any doctors getting near the sideline. I thought it was an absolute farce, and we better sort the rule out because, as I understand it, the rule is you replace for injury.
Randall off to Preston to Cooper, and Matthew Cooper's over.
Once you get that coke and I got a bit of wetness, man.
To Lomu. Lomu and Marshall. He's pushed off. Jonah's in the try-scoring stakes again.
Can you get Mertz to stop talking for a while? I mean, I know it's very hard for him.
Matson floats one. Randall, Cooper, and this is a clincher.
A day at the beach for the Test team, who relax and unwind after their big match the day before. No such day off, though, for the midweek side, who scrum down for their next match.
Open it.
Preston Davis had been the only player not to start a match on tour. Potchefstroom would change that.
And again! And again! Well done.
John talked to me early and said this is a learning experience for me, you know, and playing the rugby as well as learning off the field. So, you know, I've been waiting, but it's been enjoyable. Glad to get a start now.
Another week and another destination, this time heading to Pretoria.
There is the Western Transvaal team, which will try to play against the All Blacks in the most difficult conditions you can imagine rugby being played. There are no Springboks in this West Transvaal side. It's a lineup, the best obviously that the province can muster together in this country union, some 2 hours drive from Pretoria. And there's the New Zealand team for today's game, which has the big feature of Jonah Lomu again in the side, but his attempts to play his way back into the All Black Test team might be frustrated by the very bad weather conditions that have overcome the city of Potchefstroom in the last hour or so. So rugby union is a game played rain, hail or shine, and we've had it all in the last hour at Olën Park in Potchefstroom as Junior Tonu'u starts this game, which could become a bit of a shambles. Preston Davis, number 6, his first full game. Randall off the back, Tonu'u, Alama Yeremia to Tambai Matson. The thunder rolling round the ground here as New Zealand dive in, and Tonu'u dives in. And a quick throw in, and they've shifted it right across to Randall. There's space out here for blowers. Cooper. Cooper's in. Quick thinking by Eric Rush at the quick throw in. Back at Olën Park in Potchefstroom, referee Andre Watson begins the second half. You'll see straight away that a couple of new players are on the field. This looks like some outright substitution again. Eric Rush flying at the 22. He's going to have a go at the corner. And he gets there. Here they go again. De Jager left behind by Lincoln. Picked up by Alama. They won't catch him. Alama Yeremia is going to clear away, and it's going to be 22-0 to New Zealand. Taylor takes it up to the 20-metre mark. Look at Coffin to Alama Yeremia, and Spencer does get reward for his brilliant handling display today. Carlos Spencer, the fullback for Western Transvaal, and the whistle goes. Payne Randall's team have played superb football to win by 31 points to 0.
Payne Randall, congratulations. I think a tremendous performance by New Zealand this afternoon. What do you think out there in the mud and the slush?
Yeah, a bit of rain, a bit of ice, but otherwise perfect conditions. You know, we've struggled a bit in the Tuesday team, but today we put it together a bit more. We didn't let any points in, so that's something we're going to be pleased about. And we got quite a few ourselves, so you know, the boys are going to be pretty happy tonight.
Well, I think the whole team looked in dismay when they saw the conditions, because when we went into the team talk, it was reasonably fine, and a little bit of started just to drizzle. But when we got here, I've never seen conditions like it, and you know, that ground was treacherous, very cold. The team were really cold afterwards, but gee whiz, what a proud effort. I thought the whole team played really well today.
On the background of Loftus Versfeld, Pretoria, a superstar coaching clinic for some of South African rugby's developing players.
That's better. My question, at the Atlanta Olympics, who won the marathon? The guy there. Got a hard one for the youngies here. Who had fun today?
Must have been in my group.
Throughout the week, there'd been a quiet resolve within the All Black camp, well aware they had the chance to make history and determined to wrap up the series in Pretoria.
Golly.
Smiles from John Hart belied the tension everyone was feeling.
Did you see it?
Come on. Drag your mate out. Drag your mate out. Drag your mate out. Come on.
Test rugby is about toughness, and they don't come any tougher than the most capped forward in rugby history.
Playing any test match against a South African, there's always that excitement, and that's the thing that motivates us, is the excitement going into a test match of this magnitude. And that's why we play the game. That's what, you know, in terms of playing rugby, this is the ultimate, and that's what generates excitement for me, that's for sure.
Here we are at Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria, South Africa, and there's the South African team, only confirmed a couple of hours ago before kick-off, but it's turned out to be more or less the team everyone expected. There's a change at half-back, with Joost van der Westhuizen being favoured on his home ground at half-back. In fact, that's the only change, although Jaapie Mulder dropped out of the squad with injury yesterday. Recovered from injury is the South African captain, number 8, Gary Teichmann. There's the Springbok team for this all-important second test match against the All Blacks. And the New Zealand team is exactly the same as that which won the first test in Durban. The only alteration is Jonah Lomu dropping out of the reserves to be replaced there by Andrew Blowers. The remarkable thing about this lineup is that 12 of this team have played in all 9 tests this season. New Zealand are captain again by number 2, playing his 82nd test match, Sean Fitzpatrick. There is the New Zealand captain, and history is at hand if his team can win today. The first New Zealand team to ever win a test series in South Africa. New Zealand is 1 up. They must win this to clinch the series.
Referee Didier Mene signals to begin, and in they charge. These young men who will write the script for this dramatic sporting occasion this afternoon. Out it comes first of all to the New Zealand captain, to the New Zealand halfback Justin Marshall. Van der Westhuizen kicking behind Wilson. Good kick up the touchline by Jeff Wilson. Now Joel Stransky's going to have a drop kick. He has the headband on today. Mark Andrews. And that was a very big stop. But the Springboks are in charge here. Corner flag there. Marshall made a good stop. Van der Westhuizen to Andrews. Stretching out for the line. And now it's Hannah Stratum. And it's a try. I think you'll find it's gone to Hannah Stratum, number 4.
The big man taken in charge again. That's Andrews goes to the ground. Stratum looking for the ball and just wrestles himself over the line.
And that's a bit of bad luck for South Africa and maybe a bit of good fortune for New Zealand. Incredible pace the game being played at. Can they keep it up? Olo Brown. Straight into Henry Tromp. Tromp stops him. Cullen. Osborne, who's playing a kind of a roving commission at the moment. Zinzanbroek. This is another long turnover by New Zealand and a penalty for New Zealand. Taken quickly by Marshall. He's calling for 10 metres and gets it from the referee. Taken quickly by Marshall. He was tackled as soon as he got it. And that's away to the left from Cullen. That's a scoring chance lost by the New Zealanders early in the game. Bounces to Jeff Wilson, to Cullen, to Walter Little, number 12. The South Africans getting up the middle of the field very quickly indeed. Marshall, this is another good run by the brave Canterbury halfback. He's got Ian Jones with him. He gives it instead to Robin Brooke, and now to Ian Jones, to Wilson. What a super try. Right around behind the posts, a great try.
And then the overhead pass to Ian Jones. Jeff Wilson on the right-hand touchline, and he just scampers round behind the post.
And there's the conversion. It's a 7-pointer. As though he got up slowly. Van der Westhuizen. Wilson and a dangerous charge. A penalty to South Africa against Justin Marshall. Zinzanbroek to Marshall. Cullen up Wilson. Good chase here by Wilson. He's got the bounce. That's 2 for Wilson.
This is Wilson's speciality, the stunning brilliance of the man. He turned Joubert around. He chipped, the ball bounced up beautifully for him, and he raced across the goal line. Those are the points that New Zealand needed to settle it down.
The bounce, we've seen this so often from Wilson, the bounce end over end. He knows it's going to come up after 2 or 3 hops, and it did again. And that's the kick the little Southlander would be looking for, and that's made it 14-8 to New Zealand. A huge chant began, we want small, we want small. James Small is still not in the South African team after disciplinary action. And now New Zealand running it again. Cullen.
Keep it on!
Loose forwards detaching too early.
Stransky with the shot. And that was away to the right. No change, 14-8. Touch judge has his flag out, but it might not be for the Bunce punch. It might be for the footwork of the Springboks. Van Skalkbank hit by a beautiful tackle by Frank Bunce. Coming for South Africa again. Kicked away by Osborne. Where's the bounce going this time? Wilson onto Hendricks. A tremendous burst of play. 22-metre line. There's the referee pushing the Springbok front row back. Something the New Zealand side has a bit more difficulty with. Free kick for New Zealand. Zinzanbroek. Walter Little, Frank Bunce. He's got Wilson with him. He's in the clear and free. Trying to get his pass away. And Vincent Brook, with tremendous skill, did pop it up for Walter Little, but it just eluded the number 12. There's one for Ian Jones away to Robin Brook. Marshall, Cullen, Little left out. Bunce, rolling back the years. Cullen. Oh, a great tackle by Andre Snyman. New Zealand put in, 5-metre scrum. Taken back by South Africa. Let's see what they can cook up here. Zinzan Brook, he's there. Zinzan's in again.
Forward replay, a rehearsed move. It was the old master, the 8-man for New Zealand. Zinzan crashes over the line.
Through it goes. New Zealand 21, South Africa 8. Halfway line. Teichmann and now Hendricks halfback. Well, Michael Jones, a very big hit on Andre Fenta. And the crowd like it. The touch judges' flags goes up. Half-time is called. Wilson, the star of the first half, with 2 glorious tries. Another one by Zinzan Brook, but the late penalty closes it to 21-11 at half-time. There's a buzz of anticipation in the 50,000 crowd as Simon Cullen begins the second half. New Zealand leading with 3 tries scored to 1, bringing them up to 37 tries and 8.5 tests in 1996. South Africa 12 tries from 6.5 tests. And Joel Stransky, who's kicked with authority, has not found his touch here. Zinzan Brook floats it to Christian Cullen. The essential thing for New Zealand is to score first in the second spell to confirm this victory. And there's a good beginning by Cullen. A quick throw in, though, to Teichmann, who's out inside the 22. And a good save by South Africa's captain. Now Marshall, who's been one of their best players. And he's put a good kick through for Wilson. There's the high bounce. Cullen is there too. Fullback meets fullback. And that's good pressure by New Zealand early in the half. And a penalty.
Joubert pushed it across the touchline.
Cullen sends it, spinning through the posts.
That's 13 margin now. All Blacks really want to score again and quickly.
Here it comes this time. Snyman. Durban. Just a bit predictable that time from Durban, but they still have possession. Van der Westhuizen to Cobus Bisa. Very close to the line. An advantage for South Africa. Andre Fenton, number 7, would like it. They may take a tap from here. Tromp taps it. They take it into the maul. New Zealand trying to match them. Stransky kicks the goal, and South Africa are now well in touch. The conversion means it's just a 6-point lead to New Zealand. Well, that was a hairline decision by the referee. It's Spivey. There's Fenton. Yes, the Springboks are all fired up now. Kruger, who just scored the try. Van der Westhuizen chipping down into that corner again. Cullen. It's the high awkward bounce. A loose ball. That was the series teeter-tottering there. And now Van der Westhuizen. The second try by a local hero in 2 minutes. For the second time, it cruelly bounces away, and New Zealand still retain the lead. Simon Cullen is coming off the field as we look again at Joos van der Westhuizen's run and dive and score. Here is where Cullen went down.
The experience on the side must show through, the determination, the will to win. To beat the Springbok side here in Pretoria.
Hollow Brown.
The play on the ground, sir.
So, John Preston comes into the game, and his first touch of the ball will be to have a shot at goal. Preston sends it towards the post and through. That is amazing. To come in cold and kick the goal like that. What a player for Sean Fitzpatrick to have. 27-23. Stransky from Skoldbank. An intercept by Michael Jones. He must have a go. He didn't have the speed. Preston's in again. The game teetering on a knife edge. Up goes Robin Brooke. Ties it in, and now they come in for the drive. They are defending the 1 point lead, remember.
The All Blacks must play at the other end of the field.
Preston to Blowers. Up to halfway, the tackler was Kruger.
You two on the ground. Not.
Well,
shut up, please.
This is near halfway.
They play on the ground.
Wayne Fyvie.
Like yours, yes.
It's on his own side of halfway. Remember, the ball will fly truer in the thin air at 4,500 feet above sea level. He gives it a thump. It's a great looking kick. It's a marvelous kick. He's done it again. John Preston.
Absolutely brilliant by Preston.
Counting down the seconds to a date with rugby history. Marshall. Back to Bunce. Frank Bunce, another of his great ad-lib runs. And it's there for Marshall. Are they going to have the drop kick? Zinzan Brook is trying to put the game beyond doubt, and he's done it! He's done it! Zinzan Brook and the New Zealand team have seized the moment to write a page across All Black rugby history. For the second time in his brilliant star-bright career, Zinzan Brook drops a goal in a famous victory.
You ever wanted to win a line-out, this is it.
Andrews, they must be careful not to concede a penalty try or a try.
Back.
Van der Westhuizen, Stransky, last roll of the dice. Frank Bunce tackled. Clear to Swart. Here is the series hanging in the balance. Kruger, 10 metres out. Venter takes the short route. Dalton, Durant.
Somebody's got to get their hands on that ball. They've trapped it.
Van der Westhuizen, it's out. No, the referee says the penalty must be taken again. Not back 10 metres. Still a chance for South Africa. They must be very organised here. They must pause now themselves and try for another drive over. So the New Zealanders fighting with every fibre of their being.
They dropped that one, they got it down.
Cobus Visa.
Hang on to it, New Zealand.
Hang on to it, New Zealand. It's over. History has been made. The players are exhausted. They're on the deck. What a great game we've seen. The New Zealand side have claimed this moment as their time for the history books. And as you can see, they've played themselves literally into the ground. Fitzpatrick is down. Brook is down. It was the Zinzan Brook drop goal and the two late penalties by replacement John Preston, which confirmed the early brilliance of the tries to Jeff Wilson and Zinzan Brook. What a tribute from the non-playing All Blacks of this super team.
look at that with Michael Jones. A look at the triumph that's coming out of the stands, directed at Sean Fitzpatrick and his team.
We're history now. We're in those books.
Just an exciting moment. I'm so proud of them. They had to show a lot today.
Tremendous. Now look at this. This will be a moment when heart beats Fitzpatrick. And that's it. Ross Cooper is there. Gordon Hunter.
The atmosphere leading into the game, as if we're doing it for the whole of New Zealand. The number of calls I got this morning from people. I got a call at 1:30. We met at 1:45. 1:30 from a Mr. Harris in Christchurch who was having a big party, and just wanted to wish us the best of luck. And then we got a fax today who said it was something like almost like the black magic fever. And, I even wore a pair of red socks this morning just to have a bit of luck. But what a great feeling.
I'm really proud to have been associated with the team, but the team is where the honours lay tonight, because they have done it, they have put it on the track, and it really is a tremendous night.
World Cups are great milestones, and the last 4 years is history, and it'll be with us for in New Zealand rugby for the rest of the time.
After the elation of the series-winning Test victory, the midweek players prepared for their test.
And first of all, from Hoffe Park, we meet the Griqualand team, known here as a tough and hard unit, but without names who are threatening national selections. However, in fullback Boet, Versfeld, and halfback Pretoria, there are players who the locals rate among the best in the country. In the forwards are some real hard nuts, none more so than the Kluter brothers at lock, and in the front row, the Bester brothers, one of whom, Andre, number 2, is captain. That's the Griqualand West team this afternoon. Now the New Zealand team today, well, it has an unbeaten record to defend both on the tour and in the midweek selection. One of the heroes of last weekend's test in Pretoria, John Preston, is there at first 5'8", with his ex-Wellington rival, Junior Tonu'u, with him in the halfbacks. Jonah Lomu was there in the wing, a chance for him to shine and maybe make the 4th test team. While in the forwards is a very tough front row to counter the opposition reputation. And the captain, once again, of this All Black team is number 8, Tane Randall. So there's today's referee, Mr. Tupper Henning, the international referee from South Africa, and he signals to go, and it's the 7th match of 8. The New Zealand team against Griquas and their familiar green and white stripes, the traditional colours of Griqualand West. And the first pass goes to Jonah Lomu on the right wing, and the crowd excited to see Lomu with his first touch of the ball. And back it goes from Tonu'u to Preston. 8 minutes to go till the break. Good long passing. McLeod is through. And Scott McLeod is through for the first try.
It was a good win-it line-out time from the opposition throw-in, but McLeod just straightened up the defence. Once he skipped clear, he was right underneath the bar. Great try before half-time.
Vessels, double hit on him, but New Zealand players penalised for collapsing the ball. Well, this is interesting. They've got the penalty early in the second half, and Griqualand West have decided not to kick for goal. In the tradition of a lot of South African teams, they're instead going for the driving wedge over, and this time it looks like they might get it. Number 3 is going for the line in there, and now it's the big lock forward, and he's got it. Andre Kluter. It ain't pretty, but Griquas have hit the lead in the second moment of the second half. Advantage, some offside play, and here's De Jager, straight to the winger, Van der Vaart, and that's a super try. Tonu'u, Preston, McLeod, Rush, Cooper, Blowers. Whoa, there was a free man inside, but Blowers couldn't release the pass. Tonu'u, Preston, Alama Yeremia,
A big gamble here. And the game is tied up. And it'll depend on the kick by John Preston. 18 all in injury time. We know he's a good goal kicker. He showed it in the test match at Pretoria a few days ago. It was a brave effort, and it's a draw. New Zealand have snatched the draw. John Preston couldn't quite do it. A brave attempt in very difficult conditions. But it's an 18-all draw at the end of this game. And you see the young people rushing on to shake Tane Randall's hand.
Okay, Tane Randall, 18 all, and in the All Black tradition, draws are never very satisfactory.
No, very disappointing. You know, we set ourselves a goal at the start, before the game to go out and have a good performance. This was our finale for the midweekers. To get a draw, it's not a great feeling.
So what do you think were the reasons behind the team not winning today?
I think, maybe we relaxed at half-time. We were up at half-time. We had the wind. Maybe we thought the wind was going to do it for us. A couple of early mistakes, let them get into the game, let them really get their tails up, and it made it very difficult. In the same way, still unbeaten and very proud of the way the guys came together at the end, got the try.
With the pressure off, the squad did little in the way of training, and what they did do wasn't great. The team was relaxed, maybe too relaxed. The arduous tour had at last taken its toll.
Formula. There are 5 changes in South Africa's Springbok team for this third final test here at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. South Africa have now called on 34 players this season so far. Today in the back, Jaapie Mulder comes back to the centres. The fly half Henry Honeyball takes over from Joel Stransky. In the forwards, Cobus Visa will jump at the front of the line-out, while there are 2 brand new men in the front row, James Dalton, number 2, and David Tron, number 1. South Africa are captained by their number 8 forward, Gary Teichmann. New Zealand, on the other hand, continue to use a very settled combination. The forwards are all together for the 10th test in a row this year, including Michael Jones running in his 50th test match today, and 4 other players in the backs have also played all 10. The only change in the full 15 from the second test in Pretoria sees Andrew Mertens come back at first 5/8. He is in place of Simon Cullen, who has a broken wrist. The New Zealand captain is yet again number 2, Sean Fitzpatrick. You could say the All Blacks face the final curtain today. Can they clean sweep the South Africans in tests in 1996? They've won 4 out of 4 so far. They're heading for 5 out of 5 if they win today. The first left footer from Zinzanbroek goes to Joost van der Westhuizen, and he has left-footed one back inside the New Zealand 22. Cullen has time. Joubert is through. Osborne takes it. Marshall, Mertens, straight to Bunce. This crafty centre who was looking for the outside break that he got 2 or 3 times in the previous test. Diving in, says referee Derek Bevan. And he lets fly, and South Africa are on the board first in this, the third and final test of the series. Henry Honeyball goals. It's 3-0. An advantage for South Africa. And the referee, as it stops down there, the referee has gone back and awarded South Africa a penalty. Through it goes. That's 2 by Honeyball. South Africa 6, New Zealand 0. That's against Awi Trong. Not square, says referee Bevan. It's a massive kick. He gives it a beautiful hit. A very good goal. That's one of the longest goals I've ever seen. Andrew Mertens is back. And how? Dragged out into Cobus, Visa number 4. Cleared by Marshall. Away to Robin Brook, number 5. This is the New Zealand game with strong forward play. An advantage for New Zealand.
You must let him release it. You must let him release it.
So can he get another massive kick over to tie the game up? Mertens gives it a beautiful thump again. And that one is just outside. Look, did you see that? It cleared the dead ball line. That's a kick of over 70 metres. Visa. Van der Westhuizen, Honeyball, Van Skalkwyk, Mulder, Kruger. Joubert in a lovely run to Hendricks. A fumble by Hendricks. And the try is given by the referee. We'll have to have a look at the replay and see if that was taken forward. Just Van der Westhuizen scores. Honeyball with the conversion. Through it goes, a very good lead now for South Africa. Andre Joubert looking up to see when the replay comes on the board himself.
Watching on the forward replay, came from a short line out. Joubert cut the All Black defence to pieces as he crashed in. It went to Hendricks. The ruling was that the ball went backwards.
Jones, Marshall, Mertens, Little. Good move, Jeff Wilson in. Good tackle by Mulder, who was limping a moment ago, number 13, and doesn't seem very happy. Yapi Mulder limping quite badly. Well, Mertens should have a go from here too. So that's Australia as well. So they take it towards Mulder. Marshall. Good strong burst. There is Mulder. He's hobbling badly, number 13. He's really not taking part much at the moment. Ripped there for Transvaal, who takes it around. Andrews makes the tackle. Referee is signalling a penalty for New Zealand. Hits the post and bounces away and goes into the end goal area. Restart from the 22. That's 3 misses now by Mertens. Mertens a very good little runner, and he bangs one to Gary Teichmann. Now that'll be called play on by the referee. They didn't go forward. Teichmann looking a bit sluggish. Honeyball runs off him well. Brooks makes a very good tackle. Look at these desperate men. Transvaal penalised again. Andrews is not 100% still. Well hit. Beautiful kick. Great goal. So Mertens kicks on. In goes Robin Brook. Mark Andrews, who's been attended to for injuries the last couple of minutes, gets it away to Van der Westhuizen. Joubert certainly being used in the game much more often. Here's Glenn Osborne now. He was the fullback in the World Cup final last year. He's now on the wing. Not quite sure where he's heading, but that's okay. He's done a well there. Robin Brook again. Marshall. Zinzan Brook. This is good yardage made by the New Zealand players. Marshall again. Mertens. The outside break by Mertens. Floats it to Wilson. To Cullen. And Cullen is out in the corner. In goes a New Zealand throw, a try for the All Blacks. They took it off the South African throw-in, and Sean Fitzpatrick has the try.
It was a fine reward for the earlier movement. Ian Jones, absolutely magnificent. Look at the Fitzpatrick crashing in there.
Right on half-time. Mertens. And that's behind the post. They needed that one. Fitzpatrick took a bump on the head and is getting that ice-cool water as the half-time whistle goes here at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. South Africa have played a strong first half, but New Zealand replied with some dashing play towards the end. They got the try by Sean Fitzpatrick as reward, and there's the half-time score, 16-8. The fifth and final time they meet in 1996. So far, New Zealand have 4 wins. South Africa have none. But as the second half begins, it's South Africa leading by 16 points to 8, and Andrew Mertens makes a mistake from the kickoff, bangs it to touch on the full. You can't do that. South Africa will have to put in to restart the game at halfway. But they'd like to take out the test match today to complete the run of unbeaten scores against South Africa in 1996. Joubert, he's made an early mistake in the second half. One of the key figures of the first 40 minutes. Ian Jones, who's had a good first half so far. Up he goes again. Away to Marshall. Giving it to Zinzanbrook to Michael Jones. This star New Zealand number 6. Olo Brown carries it on. There they go again. Hard charging play. In goes Transvaal. And the referee is having a long look in there. And it's a penalty for New Zealand. He told them several times. Hands off. Andrew Burns. He has missed another one. That's 1 out of 6 for the little first 5/8. And that is going to be a crucial part of the game. The throw. It was a bad mix-up from a Dalton throw. You see they're going to miss Andrews in the second half. Marshall finds Mertens to Walter Little, to Frank Bunce. And Bunce on the outside break. Races through to Osman. Teichmann goes over the top. The referee is signalling the offside line. Hooked for Zinzanbrook. He can pass the ball right across field. Marshall. Cullen in at speed. Now Craig down. 20 metres out. Marshall again at speed. There's the goal line. Jeff Wilson. A line-up for New Zealand. Mertens to his captain. The big line-up out to the left still. Kicked away by South Africa. To Frank Bunce. Cullen is going back. Sorry, this is Wilson. I'm sorry, it's Cullen. The two lookalikes with the shaven head.
But what a delightful difference it is between the two sides. There we saw the All Black play at its best. The ability to counter-attack and run it back at the opposition.
Halfway line to the right. Had a good game today, Andre Fenter. Hands are there by one of the All Blacks. So here he is with the left foot from wide out. This is going to be a vital kick. And he tips it off the side of the post, and through it goes. 6 minutes into the second half. Can New Zealand claw back again? Michael Jones standing away to the left. Taken by Andre Fenter. He's been a much more powerful figure. And there's a hasty kick by Van der Westhuizen. That's coming down out of the Transvaal sky. There's Stransky, who's into the game, number 17, allowed to run, the hero of the park last year, to Fenter, to Joubert, who's clearing his space for the corner. And that's a great try for Andre Joubert. He's well and truly back.
Joubert been a little bit hesitant all series, but that time very, very quick to the corner.
And now Joubert is running hot from the sideline. Can't quite add the points. Joost van der Westhuizen to Joel Stransky, to James Dalton. That's desperate defence by New Zealand. Held up. See the gesture by Derek Bevan.
As we see Ian Jones, who's been struggling all week to get that knee right, finally leave the field.
There's now New Zealand tripping over the mark. A penalty, a free kick. The try is scored. But that's away. South Africa 29, New Zealand 8. Glenn Osborne. A great tackle by Honeyball. It's all South Africa at the moment. And another penalty for the Springboks. There it goes. Through it goes. Marshall. Mertens. He's popped that into space. Where's the bounce going to go? It's off the posts, and a try is scored by Walter Little. Back on the New Zealand side again. Marshall. He cannot get it down. It's down now.
the support came in from Dowd. They were able to get the ball down. What a tremendous finish for the All Blacks side.
Marshall, Mertens, Wilson. Tackle from way offside, surely, Mr. Bevan. It's over. It's over. South Africa have won. It's their moment of glory, but not completely, because of the contribution both of these teams made to a great rugby occasion.
I mean, I think the biggest disappointment is really that the opportunity was there for us to clean sweep the series, but we unfortunately fell down at the last hurdle.